All right, welcome back to another episode of the Bold American podcast presented by Barstool Sports. A little bit of an all-over show today. We have some interesting military history that dates back 77 years that Rob is going to tell us all about. We have a new AI job in the military that is going to certainly make waves. We lost a giant, no pun intended, in the American lexicon over the weekend. Some exciting news with regards to NASCAR. Happy Gilmore 2 premiered. So we'll just give our thoughts on that movie. And also President Trump was out golfing, and there was an interesting video that came out from that round of golf. And all of that is going to be brought to you by our pals at Hey Dude. Nothing says American summer like comfort, simplicity, and doing things your own way. And that's what Hey Dude is all about. So whether you're road tripping to the lake, lighting up a backyard barbecue, recording a podcast in the comfort of your own home, inside, or catching the local fireworks with your crew, Hey Dude shoes are ready to roll. They're lightweight, breathable, and built for summer. Slip them on, kick back, and let freedom ring without your feet ever paying the price. Head over to heydude.com/barstool and step into Hey Dude country, where every day feels like summer and every step feels like freedom. That's heydude.com/barstool. Ryan, Rob, how are we doing? Last 72. Ryan, start with you.
Well, so this is leading into my birthday week. So I'm on PTO all week. I started. Why are you doing that?
Are you one of those that does a birthday week month?
Yes.
Birthday week.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Ryan, I'm not going to say how old you are, but listen, you are much too old.
No.
No. Stop.
Oh,
Listen, and I'm not trying to pee in your Cheerios.
You just
But like
did.
birthday week.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Are you a sophomore in college?
I took vacation this week because I want to hang out with my kids. I have my best friends from high school coming down to Avalon. You ripped it. I had actually a really cool story to tell.
I'm sorry. I heard birthday week from the mouth of an adult, and I was taken aback. Go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, my birthday's next Saturday. Okay. So
that's 6 days.
In 6 days. I don't even know why I'm mentioning it because I should only talk about it on the day that it actually exists. So forget that I ever said anything, but I was out. I went out with my cousin. She's younger. She just graduated college and she was begging me to go out on Friday night. And it was so funny because these kids like to stay out late. So it was 11 o'clock and I'm like, hey, let's leave in half an hour. She's like, no, give me till midnight. So she kept doing this running clock of give me 30 more minutes. Give me 30 more minutes.
Classic.
Anyway, She got me to about 12:30 and I was like, we got to leave. Well, in Avalon, after you go to the Princeton, you go to Circle Pizza. And so Circle Pizza's right across and they have benches, counter outside. You pop up, you grab a slice of pizza. So I'm sitting there and we're getting a slice of pizza and there's a couple of guys that are sitting next to us, younger kids. And we just start talking. And there's one kid I say kid, they were in their 30s and he's at the end and he out of nowhere, he just leans over and he looks at me and he says, did Tim Kennedy ever respond?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And I was like, no way. And anyway, we started talking. His name's Blake. I told him I'd give him a shout out because I just thought it was so cool. But the way he did it was so he was just did Tim Kennedy ever respond? And I was like, holy shit, you listen to Bold American. So Blake, it was great to meet you. Sorry that Connor ruined everything by, busting me on,
No, fine. Let's get into it. Sorry. Is there an activity every day of the birthday week? do we celebrate it each and every day? How does this work?
No, I'm just going to be down at the beach for the week, going to the beach Saturday morning on my birthday. If you want to know my plans, I'm going to run 10 miles with my girlfriend because we're training for Marine Corps Marathon. So we're going to do a 10-mile run. Then we're going to go to the beach. Then we'll probably barbecue at my house and then we'll go out for a little bit. I mean,
that's a very nice time. And
yeah.
I'm not, because I got into trouble last week because there was somebody talking about big plans and two different parties for his 26th birthday. And I said, my contention is once you're not a kid anymore, like you celebrate big birthdays, 21, 30, 40, 50, all the way up on down the line. That's not to say you can't make plans for your birthday, or, I'm saying can, or like I'm the party police. Do whatever you want. I think it's perfectly normal to have your friends come and go down the shore for your birthday and to have a dinner for your birthday. That's all well and good. But people who go out of their way, I think it's just a little odd to like make it this big to do when it's not like a really major birthday.
I was only saying, listen, I'm going to be 46 years old. I'm very proud of it. I take care of myself. I'm young at heart. But yeah, it's not some milestone birthday for me. But I was just prefacing it as like, I'm off this week. So when my 22-year-old cousin says, you want to go to the bar with me? I'm like, yeah, I'll go. That's
wait. So, but time out. Why couldn't she just stay? Was it just you and her?
Yeah. Because she wanted, she probably could have stayed. She had some friends there, but it was more she was getting a kick out of me being there with her. And she was like, stay longer. We're closing the bar down. I'm like, I'm not closing the bar down, sweetie. But anyway, the whole point of the story was, Blake, thank you for, being a bold American listener. And no, Tim Kennedy has not responded back. So that was my last 72.
Okay.
Shout out to Blake.
I can't wait for your next. How many hours are in 6 days? How many is that? I can't wait for what's 72? What's 72 times 144? Whatever your 144 is, the next 144. I can't wait for your birthday week.
I can't wait. I can't wait till next Monday to debrief my birthday weekend. I can't wait.
Yeah, please take notes each day. I need to know what happened on the birthday week.
Oh, I'll document in my story. Don't worry.
Please. And listen, maybe I'm like the Grinch here and everybody's celebrating birthday weeks. And I'm just the guy over here that only
don't celebrate a birthday week though. This is the week I take vacation every year. That's all. I just take vacation. So maybe I should have said it's my vacation week. It's my vacation, not my birthday happens to fall on my vacation week. So I want to switch that. It's not my birthday week. It's my vacation week.
Okay. Don't let me bully you into not being excited.
You're not. No, it's fine. Go ahead, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
So I surprised my dad for his 60th birthday. So something like that, to piggyback, I think is obviously valid, but we didn't do much. We we just chilled as a family. I was able to see my goddaughter. I was able to see my sister, my brother-in-law. Really low-key weekend. Went to a great Mexican spot. My dad did the whole, Mexican hat, happy birthday in Spanish thing last night. But it was a chill, laid-back 60th birthday weekend. And yeah, now I'm excited to get back to Vegas. And as you can see, I'm in my dad's basement bar, and there's like 300 bottles behind me. No less than 300 bottles. But no, it's super chill weekend. Got some good workouts in. It's nice to be back on the East Coast. But now get me back to the desert where I belong.
How do you feel, Rob? And I guess it's been a while now, so you just adjust. But I feel like the country operates based off what's going on the East Coast. And that sounds like East Coast elitism, maybe a little bit. But I just feel like everything goes off of East Coast time and what's going on the East Coast. And when I'm on the West Coast, I feel just so disconnected from the rest of the world.
Yeah, I mean, even in Vegas, I adjust my time to get up earlier than most people probably on the East Coast, just because everything happens on the East Coast. I'm plugged in. I'm a content creator. I got work going on. You know what I mean? So I like to be in sync with the East Coast. So, but it was nice to just be with my parents, and then also just notice. I don't know about you guys, but my dad's garage is just filled up with shit from when I was a kid. Like there's just stuff everywhere, and I'm starting to see like maybe I need to start saying something. I mean, my parents might listen to this episode tomorrow, but this is probably where they're going to hear it. But they're just hoarding so much shit, and I'm just like, guys, we need to sort through some shit. But it is cool to get home, see stuff from when you were 4, 5, 6 years old. I saw my old children's Bible in German, like stuff like that. I saw some old West Point stuff, some old t-shirts of mine. So really big nostalgia weekend here at the Bachman house. But no, vibes are high. My dad's 60 and healthy, and just really, really happy to be home.
That's very nice. My dad's dead, so
yeah, sorry. Sorry.
60 and healthy. That's better.
Damn, dude.
Listen, the dark humor, man. That's the Irish in me. I don't know what to tell
How
you.
How is your family doing now that it's been a few weeks?
Oh,
Like,
I think good. I think we all have our good days and our bad days. But as I've said to everybody, the guy left us with nothing but good memories. There were no there was nothing left unsaid. There's no resentment towards him. So I think what I've noticed and come to accept a little bit more as time has gone on is that there are going to be sad days, there are going to be sad moments, and to let that happen, and that's okay. Whereas I think when it first happened, there was a little bit of shock. And then I moved into a period where I was maybe lying to myself a little bit, like, oh, this isn't so bad. And then I kind of like sank back into reality and realized, okay, this is going to be bad. At times, I'm not in, a closet and, no lights on, curled up in a ball 23 hours a day. But thank you for asking. But I think it's just a normal that you adjust to and just change how you live your life. It certainly, from a positive standpoint, has impacted just how I view certain things, how I treat certain people and things. And not that I was doing things wrong in the past or treating people poorly, but it's easier for me to now think like, how would my dad have handled this situation? And I kind of adjust really quickly. So anyway, yeah, it's good. Speaking of how would my dad have handled the situation, I was in DC last week and I shot down there for a meeting, and I'm in Union Station and I'm in the Walgreens there. I'm getting ready to get on my train, and I am standing at the register, and I'm in a suit and tie, which not uncommon for DC. A lot of people walk around in a suit and tie. And this man sidles up next to me. I'm talking 6 inches from me, and starts just rambling and starts to say, "Oh, what are you, an attorney?" And I just said, "Nope." And he's like, "Oh, you must be FBI. Oh yeah, you must be the one that raided my drug house." And just started going on and on, like very clearly, not to make a snap judgment, very clearly this man was not an upstanding citizen, trying to, I don't know what he was actually trying to do. So then finally, like, I take out my wallet, and you can very clearly see I have cash in my money clip. He's like, "No, let me get some cash. Let me get some cash." Listen, you, and I'm saying the general you, want to give money to people when they ask for it on the street, that's your prerogative. I don't like doing that. I prefer to give my money to other causes, to other people. I don't like to give my money to just random people. I don't feel comfortable doing that, because if you give them $10, who's to say that they don't pull out a weapon and try to take you for more than that? Who knows? And maybe that's a cynical view of the world, but regardless, that's just a rule of thumb. I don't give money to people on the street. So then I'm just kind of stonewall. I'm not looking at him. I'm not responding to him. And he is really trying to goad me. And then he like walks behind me, tells me to go F myself, takes a bag of peanut M&Ms and throws them at me.
Nice.
And that just hits the floor. And again, like I didn't react to any of this. A younger version of me might have done something, but in the whole time I'm thinking in the back of my head, like my dad would just be saying like, that guy has nothing to lose and you have so much to lose. Just let him go. Cause like, cause the woman behind the register even said verbatim, like, "I'm surprised you didn't hit him." And I said, "Ma'am, like, what do I get out of hitting that man? Nothing." But it was just interesting that I was berated and accosted in a Walgreens checkout line.
Yeah, Connor, I gotta say, I think because of something you said maybe a month or two ago, I think it was on our text, and then I think you went public with a tweet about hugging your dad or letting your dad know. I think it was around Father's Day. I think right around then is when I booked this trip to surprise my father for his 60th.
Oh, good.
So I know I missed my mother's 60th in February for some work stuff, and that still bothers me a little bit, but I'm trying to get better and dialed in as to how I support my family and how I'm there for them and when I see them. And obviously I have 2 young children under the age of 2, so it's tough to leave the little one, but it's something you just got to do. And now we're at that point too in our lives where there's almost like no solution to anything. There's trade-offs. Like if you go see someone, you're losing time with someone else. But I think it all balances itself out eventually.
Yeah.
And I think you have to be proactive and go in things with like a good intent. And so that's what, this 2-day trip to surprise my father was about. But because of you, it was possible to that extent. So thanks, man, for kind of pushing.
Absolutely. I'm glad to hear that. And I mean, I was unique. And, I think Ryan, you're similar to me in this. Like and still do, and always have, like, ever since I got out of the Army and moved back to Jersey, spent a lot of time with my family members, my parents especially, like always invited them to stuff to where like you wouldn't necessarily invite your parents to, but they were always there. And then they were always those parents who were always just kind of around at everything. And obviously, Ryan, you're fortunate enough to work with your dad there at your foundation and spend a lot of time with them down in Avalon.
Awesome.
But I think it's becoming more and more prevalent. You see all these, social media accounts that are, parent focused, and they talk about how, after the age of 18, the majority of the time you will spend with your children is already behind you. And that's enough for me to be like, whoa, all right, that's kind of scary. So let's focus and let's try to actually make that effort. Because Rob, you're different. You're on the other side of the country. Ryan and I are fortunate that we're close to our family. Yeah. So I think, again, everybody's family dynamic is different. Easier said than done, but I would just say, don't take it for granted and just spend as much time as possible with your family.
I mean, I feel that way. I spend so much time with my dad. I mean, people like hanging out with my dad more than they like hanging out with me. They're like, oh,
it's same. Yeah, same.
Like, is your dad coming? Yeah, my dad's coming. So
is he coming to any birthday week events? Is he part of that?
Well, he's down there. He'll be at my birthday barbecue, of course. But it's interesting. I was out with my dad on Saturday night and we had a great time and we were riding home on a jitney and he was dancing and sometimes I catch myself in moments where I'm like, my dad's 72, and I like look at it and I'm like, I don't want this to end,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want and he is truly one of my best friends. So yeah.
What was his like sport or athletic?
He played lacrosse in college.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always like it's like, because those to some extent, those traits, those character traits, like the sport aspect of even something they played 50 years ago still kind of carries on, and you can tell, I think, as guys get older too. So
Oh, no. That's absolutely true. Like football guys are always football guys, lacrosse guys, they're all they fall in line with their
So my dad played lacrosse like after graduating college. When he was in the Marine Corps, he was like in an adult lacrosse league. That's cool. I remember, so my dad's nickname growing up was Bull. He got in a lot of fist fights. And so he was they just called him Bull. And I remember being a kid and in DC, and he would be in these like lacrosse, leagues, adult lacrosse leagues, and we'd go and watch, and my dad would just be getting in fist fights. Like my dad loved a good fist fight, and so, but again, it's, all that to say is I'm glad you're there, Rob. Not being close, it's good that you got that time with your dad.
Yeah. And Brian, I think it's great that you found other things to do with your dad too, like specifically golf. Like I never played golf with my dad and he just never took up the game. So I'm jealous of people who get to play golf with their dad.
My dad made me take up he actually told me about 5 years ago, he's like, you have to start playing golf. And I was like, I come to all the events, like all our golf events. He's like, it's different. You can't, like, you sitting at a tee is different. Like you need to pick up. And what I love too is my 10-year-old or 11-year-old, my dad has started putting him in golf camp. So my son can go out and play 9 with us, which is pretty cool.
That's good.
Yeah. But yeah, golf is a great sport to share with people.
Speaking of golf, my dad and I, my dad's not a golfer. I think my dad was a swimmer and then sprint football at West Point, Connor. But my mother is very athletic, and she's the tennis, swimming, now golf aficionado. Like my mom and I went to the golf range yesterday, so she's the one of my parents that is infatuated with golf, probably since COVID. So that was like, she's one of those that like really caught the bug. But she fucking loves golf and she's got a great swing. She's tall like me. She's like 6'2", 6'1" maybe.
Your
But
mom
so,
is 6'1"?
she's tall. Yeah. Tall blonde German lady. Yep.
Whoa.
But
awesome.
no, she's the golfer. It's cool to see.
Yeah, no, it's a great sport. Everybody knows, obviously, I love it. I played Liberty National with just a guy who now has become a friend. I have like friends now. You laugh, like people always joke, like, how do you make friends as an adult? I've made legitimate friends in the last decade just because we got put in a group of foursome together. And I've like, I'm the person like, I will actually stay in touch with people. I will keep up with people. You know, they're not going to become like my kids, you know, godparent, but I'm close enough with people that I just met through playing golf. And I just am grateful for that. Because then also too, they have
playing in the city or like in Jersey overlooking the city. How is that course?
I mean, it's Liberty National's a first-rate club. Everything is first class. It is unbelievable. You can't beat the views, really. I mean, I always took it for granted living in Hoboken when I'd walk along the water and you think, whoa, hold on. People are coming from all over the world to come see this city. And I'm just looking at it every day, or I'm commuting and working there every day. You kind of take it for granted. And similar, Liberty National and also, you know, down the river a little bit, Bayonne, those were dumps, literal dumps that they transformed into the golf clubs. And it's just so impressive to have the backdrop of New York City and the Statue of Liberty. So it really is, Liberty National is really, really cool. And, you know, I got a chance to play with a buddy and my uncle and my other buddy who's the member. So it's just a really, really, really nice course. And if you're not a member, though, at Liberty National, and you need to find a tee time, we got you covered. Because this golf season, if you're looking for an easier way to get out on the course that's not Liberty National, we got you covered. Barstool Golf Time app makes it easy for golfers to find the best tee times at the best prices. By the way, did you guys like that transition? You saw how I did that? Stop searching all over Google for your next tee time or going through a hassle of calling courses. I don't know who does that anymore, but that's a pain in the butt. Back in the day, you used to have to call the courses. Anyway, you can search multiple courses in your area from one app and get your tee time within seconds. With every action you take in the app, you earn rewards points, which can be redeemed for merch in the Barstool store. I'm not sure how you guys feel about it, but I'm addicted to anything that has rewards points attached to it, whether it's Wawa, Barstool Golf Time, whatever. So we just relaunched the rewards experience in the app. There's more items from the Barstool store to choose from, and now you can have more flexibility with your points. You can use the rewards points as credit to any item in the collection, or you can bundle and use points on multiple items. So summer's here. We're kind of on the back end of summer, but we're still in summer. And listen, it's been hot as anything for the last few years in the fall. So we got plenty of time here on the East Coast to play golf. So come golf with us. Download the Barstool Golf Time app today. Let's get into the topics. Rob, I'm going to throw it over to you. I want to hear about this little history lesson that you brought to our attention that I actually had no idea. I mean, I knew it happened, but I didn't realize we were so close to the anniversary date. So go ahead.
Yeah, let's do it. So everyone is quite familiar with the history of desegregation in the U.S. You know, it was officially dismantled through the Civil Rights Act in 1964, right? Like that's a big thing. Martin Luther King Jr. pushed that. Well, fun fact, in the U.S. military under President Truman, on July 26th, 1948, Truman signed the executive order calling for the desegregation of the U.S. armed forces. So shortly before Korea. So that means the U.S. military was actually ahead of the curve for society, and they were desegregated and allowing, you know, all ethnicities across enlisted and officer and warrant officer ranks to serve, which is just, it speaks to the, you know, the testament and the power of the U.S. military, how much respect and heritage there is there. So just wanted to call that out. Fun fact, as I was doing some research over the weekend, I had some downtime with my father. But yeah, so the U.S. military was actually desegregated and had the barriers broken down before the bigger United States in 1964. How cool is that?
Very cool.
No, that's very cool. It's very cool. And certainly something like that, it takes time. You know, unfortunately, It's 2025. 1965 in some ways feels like forever ago, and in other ways that's not that long ago. I mean, sorry, what's that? 35, 60 years, 60 years, not even 100 years, 60 years ago. Just, actually, 60 years. That's crazy to think that we were still segregated across this country. But unfortunately, my point being that even though we've been at it for 60 years, while we don't see segregation explicitly, I think there are still certain sects of our society that have kind of segregated themselves by default. I think that there's still racism abound in our society, as sad as that is. So it does take a long time, but it is interesting to see. We joke that the military gave us, not joke, but the military gave us Velcro. The military gave us, or no, maybe that was NASA. Military gave us the internet, GPS, practical things we see every day, and I think we take for granted that we're also the ones that gave us desegregation. So very, very cool fun fact.
Yeah, and on that too, the Air Force was actually the first branch to adopt that, thanks to the Tuskegee Airmen and then all those African American pilots, maintenance crew, all that. So the Air Force just became a branch right around then, and they kind of coalesced everybody. And so they were the first ones to adopt that, and then the Navy and the Army and the Marine Corps. And then pretty much you had everybody complete desegregation right into the Korean War in 1950. So just a cool little fun fact about our military.
I also think to hear. Go ahead, Rye. Go ahead.
No, I also think I often talk about a lot when you look at the social experiment that is America, and then you look more narrowly at our military, and you look at it from this perspective that like the military represents the most diverse group of individuals like in our country, and somehow they can all come together for a common cause, put their differences aside, and accomplish the mission. Like I just think there's so much we can learn from how the military operates. And this is just another example of that. So cool fact that I didn't really know.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say, I'd be interested to hear from you two growing up as military brats. I think most people you grow up and you are a byproduct of the environment you grew up in. So if you grow up in an area that is not very diverse, that's your experience. And that doesn't make you a good person, bad person. That's just what you experienced. Whereas in the military and growing up in the military, you're almost forced to see a lot of different cultures and a lot of different people. So I was just kind of curious, what was that like for you two growing up?
I mean, when my dad was active duty, I was in very, I grew up in very diverse environments. In fact, I remember it was either 4th or 5th grade. I was a minority in my 4th or 5th grade class because of where we were in DC and the school I was at. But like, you meet a lot of different people growing up as a military child, for sure.
Yeah.
I would agree with Ryan. Growing up in Ramstein, West Point, Wiesbaden, all these different DOD schools, I was sometimes the minority as well. But what's great about it is you just get these great touch points with like people from all across the world, other militaries as well. And then when you are a kid in Europe and all your American friends and buddies from your class are Asian descent, African American, and you're all in Europe, it's kind of funny. It's like you all kind of identify as American. You don't care about any of that other stuff. Even as a young kid, you're just like, oh, we're all in Germany. So it's kind of it's a unique way to be brought up. And being an Army brat is pretty fun, or military brat.
It almost, I think, kind of sets you up for success. And then I think maybe on a smaller scale in certain instances, playing sports, especially as you go up the ladder and you see more diversity in your locker room, it just kind of just by default, I guess I'll say, makes you a better person. I don't know, because you aren't exposed to that condition to see people a certain way other than, well, that's my classmate or that's my teammate. And I think what I've experienced in locker rooms is it's broken down even further to where we even kind of make jokes about all those stereotypes. And we're so comfortable with one another that we're almost like laughing at all those people that get hung up and get bothered because somebody is different. Whereas we embrace that and we made jokes about those differences. And that in a way brought us closer together. So I'm
well said.
Fortunate for the diversity of locker rooms I was a part of all throughout my life. And I just think it's another, reason maybe we should have people serve in the military at least for 1 year, just to maybe get that experience. So interesting little fun fact there, Rob. Speaking of fun facts and moving on, the Army is creating new AI-focused occupational specialties and officer fields. Rob, could you please tell us about this one as well?
Yeah, so this is a hot one, right? So everyone's tracking the advances with AI, machine learning. I just came from AWS, where I was there for 3 years, marketing AI services around the world. So it's good to see the military kind of catching up with the pace of society and the global economy. So under Futures Command, the Army's creating these new MOSs across the enlisted, warrant officer, and officer ranks, where you're basically going to have a functional area of an AI specialist or an AI officer. A lot of it stems to what the battlefield is right now. Look at Ukraine and Russia. I'd say 70% of those things flying in the air across missiles, airplanes, whatever, are all AI-powered drones. You're seeing that in Israel and Gaza. You're seeing that with this short Iran conflict and all these other smaller conflicts in Africa and Asia. So AI is here to stay, and I think it's a sound tactic that we kind of get ahead of it, and we have some officers and enlisted setting that framework to start steering the battlefield with some artificial intelligence components. I think they're gonna start pulling some of these folks from cyber, and then putting them under Futures Command, which I think is based in Austin, Texas. I could be wrong.
Yes, it is. No, that's correct.
Yeah. Okay. And it'd be interesting to see. I mean, I think the AI Center is opening up at West Point in the next 12 months. I think the Naval Academy is going to do similar under the new superintendent. I think he mentioned something along those lines, how he wants to steer the academy in that direction. But long story short, if you're not using AI in some of your daily business anyways, you're probably wrong. You should catch up. It's not going away. I think it's good that the military is focusing on that direction.
How should we be using AI in our daily business?
So you can use it to organize yourself, even come up with operational strategy planning, marketing planning. It can review forecasts. It can review, P&L.
Like, do you use it on a daily basis?
I use it all the time. I use Claude and ChatGPT every day.
I use ChatGPT quite a bit. Here's the thing, though, with AI. And I know this is not just my belief. This is what I believe, but I know a lot of other people too. Mm-hmm. You can't just let AI run rampant. You can't just let AI be AI, because there are times where I use ChatGPT and it'll spit out an answer, and I say, wait a second, I know that's not right. And then you push back on ChatGPT, and they're like, actually, you're correct. So you can't just throw your hands up and say, AI, do my job. So that's why it's interesting. I think all these kids now who are using AI to essentially game the system and do school for them are really putting themselves at a disadvantage, because they're losing the ability and losing the learning aspect of how to learn. And it's no different than how, 30 years ago when you said, like, well, how do you get to your friend's house? Well, you get hard directions from you say, all right, you go up to Terrell, you make a left, you take that to Route 22, and you go on Route 22 for a mile or 2 miles, and whatever it is. Now we just put in GPS and people like forget where to go with everything. So I think it's important that we don't just let AI run rampant. But last thing I'll say on this point is, like, I think it's setting people up for success beyond the military.
Yeah, I think these positions are for that exact reason. Cons, I think it's to coordinate and have a human element to what we can implement through AI. And that coordination piece is going to be important as we scale and we look at bigger operations across the world. Like, for example, maybe there's going to be an AI officer or warrant officer, an AI functional area officer or certified whatever at the brigade level, maybe at a ship, maybe at a Marine recon unit. And they're going to be that subject matter expert to kind of work with either a defense tech company that is procuring and arming that unit, or for surveillance and recon opportunities. So there's a bunch of stuff that's still being tested and figured out. But I think the surveillance and recon element, you as a former artillery guy, Connor, is very uniquely positioned to adopt a lot of AI. Removing that human error and that human life out of it, and having the human kind of be the command and control, which we've been doing for maybe 20 years with drones and predator, strikes and all that stuff overseas. So anyways,
I will tell you though, it does scare me a little bit. Like if you don't check the numbers, because when you're firing artillery, you got to be. I mean, I know we joke like, "Hey, you got to just be close," but I mean, if you just let AI do it and you don't check that, God forbid you put some steel down range that's going in the wrong direction. That is a scary, scary thing.
100%, 100%. Yeah, it's crazy how far we've come, I think, in just 3-4 years. I mean, AI wasn't even really discussed in society, and now it's you hear it everywhere you go on Fox Biz, CNBC, whatever. But it's just good to see.
It's the same thing like cybersecurity, right? Like, remember when that was like huge and the academies put cybersecurity center, you got to stay up with the times. So
100%.
I mean, I used ChatGPT last week. There was like a trend going around to ask ChatGPT what your curse is. And
so did you do any birthday planning on Chat? You should ask Chat what you should do for your birthday week.
No, stop. But I did ask ChatGPT what my curse is, and the answer it gave me was insanely accurate. I was like,
what is it?
So I asked it, I said, hold on. I said, what is my curse? And ChatGPT said, you're brilliant, bold, and badass, but your curse is that you feel everything too much and show too little. You carry the weight of the world and you make it look light. You crave depth, but attract chaos. You lead like a lion, so it knows that I'm a Leo.
Okay.
But you love like a lamb. You scare the weak, attract the complicated, and outgrow the comfortable. Oh, and one more thing. You're always 10 steps ahead, but waiting for people to catch up. I mean, I felt that. Like a lot of the things they were saying, I'm like, that's me. That's me.
Yeah, that's kind of like, and listen, if you're into astrology and people are into astrology, like that's fine. It's not my thing. Do you think there's some confirmation bias there though? Sometimes where you hear something and you're like, oh, yep, that's true.
Well,
almost like when
it started putting like bullet points together. And so this was where I was like, how is it reading? Because I'm not like on ChatGPT every day where it knows me, because it was like, you carry grief with grace and humor. I'm like, how does it even know that I'm carrying grief? Like, it was just interesting. Some of the bullet points. It was, I know what you're saying, that you see a psychic and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's me. Like, oh, I'm such a Libra. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
exactly. But no, I felt it. So I'm going to start using it more. Yeah. Yeah.
No, it's definitely helpful. But even like more practical things like, hey, I gotta, I'm going on a golf trip with my buddies. It's like, hey, I'm going from this city to this city. Search the best flights to the best airports. Oh. Let me know if there's a smaller airport that I can fly into that'll either save me time or money. And it can save you the hassle of doing things yourself. So in that aspect, I think it's a super tool. But again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. And I apologize. When I was talking about GPS, my screen was blowing up. I was getting called from the VA about an appointment I have coming up. So I was like distracted. But I think your brain's going to get dumber if you just let the machines do all the work all the time. Yeah. You got to still keep your stuff fresh. That'd be like, it's like taking steroids, but not doing the workouts.
Yeah.
Essentially. Speaking of steroids, look at that, man. That's another good transition. We lost the giant in the American lexicon, not just the sports and entertainment world, but really America, when Hulk Hogan passed away last week at the age of 71. And I was like, not a diehard, but it was like kind of hard to escape in the mid to late 90s, the wrestling world. So like I watched it with my friends. I paid attention to it. I was definitely not as into it as some of my other friends, but certainly Hulk Hogan from the movies and the wrestling was just a part of America. And that was a tough blow to see Hulk Hogan pass away. So I was just curious, if you guys had the same feelings towards the Hulkster.
I remember watching the reality show with his family, and it was
Yeah.
very entertaining. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hate when I hear someone like just die suddenly of cardiac arrest. It's just like just sucks, you know? And I mean, I know he was real big because I think he was at the Republican convention. Didn't he speak?
Oh, he gave a big speech. Yeah, he gave a big speech.
Yeah. So, you know, you hate when you see somebody like that. And yeah, it's sad. You know, he was like part of our growing up. I was trying to tell my son, I was like, Hulk Hogan died. And he was like, who's that? I'm like, he's a wrestler. You know, and he had no idea who Hulk Hogan was, you know? And, but I remember my brother Travis, same like you. It was like the Hulk. You know?
Especially for wrestlers. Yeah.
So, yeah. Sad.
Yes.
I recommend, if you haven't, to watch that documentary on Vince McMahon, and obviously Hulk's a big part of that documentary, but just interesting to follow, you know, what wrestling used to be and what it became, and you can credit a lot of that to Hulk Hogan. And also just crazy that, you know, this is purely superficial. Like, he was a bald dude with like wispy hair, but he like made it work.
Hold it off.
Yeah, it's like there's no reason he should have been the icon just based on his appearances. But yeah, just all like his mannerisms and what he said, just a unique guy. And the music video, I Am a Real American, is just so preposterous, but like perfectly America and very funny. So speaking of America, America's got a big birthday next year, 250. And it looks like NASCAR is doing something special to celebrate that 250th birthday. Rob, what's going on with NASCAR?
All right, so some people here listening probably know that I'm a motorsports fan, but NASCAR is moving their street race from Chicago to fucking Coronado Island, San Diego, baby, where the Navy SEALs are based. I think one of the teams, but anyways, it's Coronado Island. Even as an Army guy, it's a beautiful spot.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's so golf course there is pristine. The hotel there, Del Coronado, whatever it is incredible. Ryan can probably speak to, but I'm just jazzed up. It's 4 or 5 hour drive from Las Vegas. I'm gonna try and make it next summer.
Yeah, it sounds awesome. My daughter's out in Coronado right now, presently.
Okay.
So, and she was just like, it's so beautiful out here, and it's beautiful. So great spot to be doing that for sure. I've never been to a NASCAR race.
So I was just about to ask. Let me tell you something, especially Ryan, maybe a little bit because there's, the Pocono Raceway a little closer to you than for me. But growing up, I didn't consume NASCAR at all. It was football, basketball, baseball, by and large. That's what I grew up with. NASCAR, NASCAR is much more prevalent down south. Especially when you given the origins of NASCAR. And for those that don't know, NASCAR was born out of the Prohibition era and bootleggers running booze all over the place and souping up their cars to make them go faster to outrun the police and the authorities, which is a very cool origin story for a professional sport. Ever since I started going to NASCAR races in the last, I think my first one was 7 years ago now, 2018. It's unbelievable. It's so cool to see it in person and what the sport has become. I think there's just so many stereotypes that go into the sport. But once you learn all of the science and the mechanics and the ins and outs of the sport, but even beyond that, when you are there in person and you see these cars and how powerful they are and how fast they're going, it's legitimately a blur. If you're just staring straight ahead at the track and not following them as they go along the track, it's a blur. It's an unbelievable sport to experience in person. And a little less so than other sports where, like, if you go to a sporting event, like if I go to a Giants-Eagles game, right, there's a chance I get into a tussle or an argument with a fan from the opposing team. NASCAR, in my opinion, airs more towards kind of like when you go to a concert and you're all kind of on the same team. People have their favorite drivers. And again, I'm a novice in this, so maybe it's more prevalent that it's divisive than I realize. But from my experiences at NASCAR events, everyone's more like happy to be there. And especially these bigger races like Daytona, where people are there for the week, celebrating their birthday weeks, probably some of them.
Exactly.
It really is more of an event and people appreciating the sport versus like rooting for one driver. As I said, they all have their favorite drivers, but that is all to say that I think it is something everybody should experience once in their life in person, because TV doesn't do it justice. So I'll say it now. We'll make sure. I already know. I'm almost positive I've been tapped to go to this, so we can get there and see this. I will say, a street race is very different than the traditional oval. So that will be. I've never been to a street race. I've been to Sonoma, which is not a traditional track, but I've never been to a street race. So that'll be cool to see. But just very cool that overall that they are doing something to commemorate our nation's birthday. And I'm interested to see between now and next year, between now and next July 4th, what other events pop up across the sports landscape or just the country in general. And as far as people celebrating the country's 250th birthday,
I think
we're gonna be celebrating all year. You know, birthday
week on steroids, birthday year.
Exactly.
Like, wait, it's a Wednesday at 11 o'clock a.m. Why are you going to the bar? Haven't you heard it's America's 250th birthday?
Exactly. See,
you don't need an excuse. All next year, you're just like, it's America's 250th birthday. It's our birthday year. We got to celebrate.
Yep.
I kind of like that. I might jump on the birthday year bandwagon next year for America for 250. Like, sorry, it's Thursday. I got to golf.
Dude, start at Army Navy in December. Just fucking pregame it. Just start warming up. For next year.
Yeah.
Right, we need to bring back those college basketball games on the aircraft carriers, though. Remember that? Like, I'm not even a basketball guy, but like, that's fucking cool, man. I think that was going on like 10, 12 years ago. I don't know why, but like, we need to do more stuff on aircraft carriers.
Or just more stuff on military installations, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know how much people actually enjoyed playing on an aircraft carrier, because I have to imagine it's very different than playing inside in a controlled environment. So I wonder, I actually never looked up, like, do the players enjoy that, or if they see much of a difference playing on a ship. Obviously, those ships are so large that in a controlled environment of a bay, they're not moving all that much, but it's still got to be a little different. I don't know. Speaking of sports, we got two golf stories here to round us out. Number one, did you guys see the video of President Trump golfing in Scotland this past weekend?
No, I saw a picture of him with two of his grandkids, but I didn't see any video.
Golf's very big in their family. Obviously, he has the one granddaughter who's a very good golfer. But anyway, so there's this video, and Trump's riding in the cart, and one of his caddies is walking ahead of him, and he just drops a ball, and then Trump plays that ball. I will say this. Obviously, we don't know the context. Dropping balls is not good golf etiquette. We all know that. I think it's pretty well documented that he might not be the most honest when it comes to golf, evident by the fact that he's got like 28 club championships. Just the sheer, I know very good golfers at clubs who don't have 28 club championships. It's just ridiculous to win that many. What I will say is this: when you're the president of the United States, I can't imagine, and I actually know people who have played with him. He likes to play at a very fast pace. So I think this is more about him just trying to like get through the round and play it fast than spending 7 minutes in the rough looking for his ball. Now, how he marks that, whether he takes the proper penalty strokes, I don't know, probably doesn't. But from an efficiency standpoint, the president of the United States, probably not the best for him to spend 6 hours on the golf course if he could spend 2.5, 3 hours. So I kind of get it, although I don't, from a golf purist standpoint, I don't like it. I don't like people cheating when they play golf. That's not good. But I kind of understand why he might be doing it. What's that?
Is he doing the president gets a pass? Is 18 holes or 9? Or what's like
I
have no idea. I imagine he was playing 18 though.
He can drive the ball. You've seen him drive the ball.
There's definitely. He hits the ball, and again, I've talked to people who have played with him. They say like he hits the ball, and he's not like a bad golfer.
Yeah,
it's just he takes some liberties.
Yeah,
that most people don't when they're playing golf.
I've played with many of people who take some liberties.
Am
I surprised that President Trump takes liberties while playing golf. That's like the least surprising thing.
On his
ever.
own course, right?
No, he was in Scotland. Was it? I don't
Well, no, I think
Yes.
it was one of his courses in
Oh,
Scotland.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So, yeah. But I'm all about pace of play. So if he's moving it along, I got it. But
I mean, when I started playing with my dad, it was the most stressful experience ever. My dad would be like, "Pick up your ball. Come on, let's go." Like he was making me drop my ball plays because he would get so annoyed with me. And he'd be like, "What are you doing? Just pick the ball up." And I'm like, "But Dad, I'm trying to learn." He's like, No. Come on, we got to go.
Yeah.
So
at the end of the day, if you're just playing a casual round and you're not like in an official tournament at your club or something, like just keep it moving. Like, you know, mark it down, whatever you need to mark it down as, take the penalty strokes, whatever. But play bad fast. That's all I say. So,
Yo, Connor, what I did see though of President Trump golfing was his fucking up armored golf cart.
Oh, that was cool.
We might have to put it in later, Sands. Just an image of it. I've never seen a bulletproof, like fucking thick ass golf cart like that before. It was cool.
No, it was intense.
You could drive that thing like, in Iraq or something. But
also, you know what's funny is like, it's, you know, if you're gonna shoot someone, you'd probably want to try to shoot them when they're stationary, not when they're moving anyway. So I don't even know if you really need that up armored cart, because it's harder. I guess, you know.
You're also in Scotland in the Highlands where, you know, there's no one's trying to snipe you from. It's all secure, but you never know.
Yeah. Ryan, does your family have a golf cart down the shore?
No.
So that's, you know,
I mean, it's a big thing. Everybody has them, but we don't have a garage. So,
okay.
Yeah, we wouldn't have any place to like store it.
I can see a badass Travis Manning Foundation golf cart.
That would be.
Like
I'd love one.
That would be cool.
So Joey Faye, Connor and our mutual friend, he rents a house a couple of weeks a year in Avalon, and the first thing he does is gets a golf cart. Like he rents a golf cart right away.
It's just so much easier than getting in your car. And people might say, like, what difference does it make? It's just easier. I don't know how to explain it. It's just easier to move around on a golf cart down the shore than it is an actual car.
And the speed limit down, I don't know where it is where you go, but like the speed limit on our island is 25 miles an hour. So it's not like you're getting anywhere faster in a car.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, exactly. No,
I like the little, have you seen the Mokies? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right.
No, you're pronouncing it correct. Those are cool.
So
those are cool.
A lot of those are popping up on the island, and those are really cool. It's like, it looks like a
beach buggy type thing. And it's not a golf cart because it's still electric. It's not gas operated. Maybe you can get them gas. I'm pretty sure most of them are battery, if not all. They don't go that fast. I think they maybe top out at 25, 30, but you're low to the ground. It looks like, you know, if you married a go-kart and a golf cart and a car, if they had a three-way, you'd get a Moki.
Yeah. They're just cool looking, and, you know.
They're cool. They look very cool, and they're perfectly efficient for being down the shore.
Oh, this thing looks kind of sick. It's got like an old Defender.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can get them like souped up with like speaker systems and everything. But that is, I'm a simple man. You know, one of my life's goals is to, you know, have a shore house one day. And one of the things I want to have at my shore house is a golf cart that I can ride around in.
Connor, dumb question for you. How is the, what are the golf carts like at West Point? Are they like decked out in any Army way? Like, I feel like there's an opportunity there. But.
No, because doing that is more expensive when you think, because most golf courses have hundreds of golf carts. So the idea that you're gonna, because they're expensive to begin with, so the idea that you're gonna trick them out in any special way, like I will say with the renovation they just completed with the clubhouse, they got all new golf carts, and they're nicer than the ones that they had, which is great. But tricking them out with any sort of detail is not a budget friendly.
Yeah, or even if there was like a couple for VIPs like you and me, you know what I'm saying, or like Anthony Noto, or. Actually, Ryan, does Navy have a golf course?
Yeah.
Have you played there yet? I think that could be.
I've never played the Navy golf course. I mean, my dad's played a bunch of times. I've never played it. No.
That could be some content opportunity down the road.
Maybe. Speaking of golf, did either of you watch Happy Gilmore 2 yet?
Loved it.
I haven't watched it. I might watch it tonight.
Sweet. Rob, you loved it?
It was just, I mean, I was expecting something really piss poor. But it reminded, like, the first half was really good. It reminded me of, like, That's My Boy. Like, it had that same tone and vibe with, like, the goofy characters, the one-liners. The second half drained on a little bit with the golfers. A lot of cameos. But I loved it, man. I mean, it could have been so much worse. And so I was
No, exactly. So here's the thing. My take was, you're talking about an iconic 90s comedy in Happy Gilmore that it's been 30 years. So in that 30 years, people have watched it 100+ times. It's been on TBS basically, every weekend for those 30 years. And we all have fond memories of that movie. If you play golf now, I always say it's either Happy Gilmore or Caddyshack or both that get quoted every time you play a round of golf. So you're going up against something that is like up here. You're not going to replicate that. So if you go in with the expectation that you're going to be blown away like you were when you watched Happy Gilmore, that's not going to happen. If you take it for what it is, it's just a fun, enjoyable movie. I will say, when there's so many cameos, it's almost hard to get through. I like it better when they had people not playing themselves, like Nelly Corda, Charlie Hull. These are women's professional.
Oh, I love Charlie Hull. She's my favorite golfer.
Yeah, she's in it, but she's not playing Charlie Hull. She's playing a girl named Charlie, but it's not Charlie Hull. That I think is good. I do think the golfers did a good job acting. I thought John Daly's acting was unbelievable.
He was legit. He reminded me
of
legitimate
actor.
And That's My Boy. Like John Daly crushed it.
So it was just a fun movie. Like I'll probably never watch it again, and that's okay for me. I'll watch Happy Gilmore, the original, again and again. I'll never watch Happy Gilmore 2 probably again, but it was perfectly fine. The coolest part for me was so much of where it was filmed is a club here in Jersey where I play quite a bit, and I have a lot of friends who are members. So cool part of me was like trying to identify like, what hole is that. So the golf sicko in me enjoyed that. But
dude,
otherwise,
I was gonna
be fine.
I was gonna watch it last night. I actually had put on Netflix to watch it.
Birthday week Monday viewing.
Birthday week Monday. It's a perfect birthday week Monday activity.
Well, do you want to know what I watched instead?
What?
So I watched a documentary on Netflix, and it was called Trainwreck Poop Cruise.
Yeah.
So fucked up.
The Trainwreck series on Netflix has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I could not, like, literally, I was dying. People walking around for 5 days. What?
You guys go on cruises?
No.
I've been on one in my life, and that was enough to say I'd never want to go on a cruise ever again. There's also, speaking of cruises and documentaries, did you guys watch the Amy Bradley documentary?
No, but I'm going to watch that.
Yeah, that one's wild too. And that's enough to scare you to never go on a cruise ever again. I'm sorry. I don't like, listen, I'm going to hurt feelings if I actually say what I'm really thinking right now. So I'll just say, I don't really like cruises.
So
leave it at that.
I will just say to leave off, I have no desire to ever go on a cruise. It's not my thing. My dad likes these like river cruises with like, he goes on these cruises. There's like 60 people on board.
Does he go to
very different?
Yeah.
Like country? Yeah.
Yeah, it goes to all different countries, but it's like very small and very high.
See, that's a very different thing. I wouldn't even consider that a cruise. That's something else.
Yeah.
Altogether. I think that could be enjoyable because it's very intimate and you can get to know people.
Yeah. I think he goes with friends. Enjoyable. Yeah. But like these Carnival cruises, holy crap.
Dude.
No. Because if you watch the Amy Bradley documentary, they'll talk about it, but it's very lawless. You're out in international waters. There's no real security that is making sure no one's committing any crimes.
Right.
Essentially, you're at the mercy of the cruise line. That's ultimately who cares about what's going on their cruise. So it's scary in that regard. So
yeah, no, I'm good. Who did surprise me though in Happy Gilmore 2? The Shooter McGavin character I thought was awesome. Like the way it all kind of blends in. I thought
he was good. Yeah, the way they brought him back for sure.
Yeah.
No, there were definitely parts that they did well. They executed.
Cameo, like that was fucking stupid. Like I didn't understand.
I have such Travis Kelce fatigue.
Yeah, Pedro Pascal fatigue.
He was good.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
Pedro
yeah.
Pascal?
Oh,
was in it?
no, he wasn't. I was thinking of Bad Bunny. Sorry.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah. Bad Bunny was good.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there were
All right,
definitely good parts of it. You'll enjoy it. Yeah, watch it tonight for Birthday Monday and let us know what
Perfect.
you think.
Love it. That's what I'm gonna do.
But that's gonna do it for us today. Any caveats?
Nothing from me.
No, nothing. I'm just ready for college football to get here.
Yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close now. That itch is starting to come. One thing I will say, one caveat to the Netflix conversation. I don't know if this makes me a creep. I would say it doesn't make me a creep because it's not like I'm actively trying to do this. It's just very, very prevalent in my neighborhood. But if I'm out on a run or I'm out on a walk around in my neighborhood, especially in the evenings, I find it interesting when you can like look into a person's house and see their television. Because especially now, like people have big TVs, right? You can very clearly see. It's not like I'm crawling up to their house and like looking in their windows. I can see, from the street, from the sidewalk, what somebody is watching. And it's interesting. I feel like you can kind of figure out like, oh, what kind of person lives there based on what they're watching.
It's the same thing flying. Like when I fly later back home today, like you can see what like only savages pick like a TV show from fucking season 5, episode 2 of something and watch that on a plane. But you can kind of tell who the person is, right? Or like I don't know. I think airplanes are the same way.
Yeah. Well, which is speaking of airplanes, that's why they put the little warning on the screen before you put on something like that might have nudity or provocative scenes, because you don't want the 3-year-old next to you seeing that on the screen.
Yeah.
So, what do you like to watch on planes?
I listen to music a lot on planes.
Yeah, podcast.
Really?
I'll watch the map though. I fucking love that map. Just seeing the little toggle go. Love that.
I'll watch like a documentary, or I'll just like if I just want to just relax and maybe try and fall asleep. I mostly listen to music, but I'll put on like The Office or something like that.
A comfort show.
Yeah, a comfort show for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I try to download a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I can't read on planes because I can't read to pass time. I like to read just to read, but I can't read to pass time. And I feel like anything you're doing on a plane is to pass the time when you're traveling. My ideal is like when I fly in the morning, I just sleep and I wake up and I'm at my destination. That's the best.
I organize my photos a lot because I'm a content creator, so I have like 50,000 photos. So I'll organize my albums, like especially with my children. Like I use the time to organize all my albums, prep content for the future. Ryan used some AI to help me with my marketing stuff. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna hit you up offline and tell you some stuff that you can do.
Okay.
Yeah, because Ryan, there's definitely stuff that you don't even realize you could be doing.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I could just look up what my curse is. I don't know. Yeah.
No, well, that stuff's fun. Definitely fun to do that stuff. But you could be like, "Hey, it's my birthday week. Make a menu for me for my dinners that I should have each week," and then it makes you a menu, and then it's like, "All right, tell me what I need to pick up at the store to make each of these meals," and it'll break that down for you.
Love that.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool.
Or even like next year's planning, right? Like for Travis Mini Foundation, like if you give it your strategy from what you guys did this year, what you're thinking, like it'll spit out an awesome action plan, deliverables, KPIs, all that shit. And it's just like there's really cool stuff you can do, especially on the Claude side. Claude is a little more business focused, but it's legit.
Nice.
So AI, ChatGPT. There we go.
There you go.
All right, everybody else, go watch Happy Gilmore too. Let us know what you think because everybody's talking about it. All right, take care. Make it a great week, or make it a great birthday week.
Oh.